brought him to this point. You're laughing, so expand on that.
I apologize for laughing. And by the way, happy Mother's Day, Alex.
Thank you.
And I really enjoy being with you. I'm laughing because I guess it should just be, what does Vladimir want today? That should be the American policy. We have a policy. It's about a ceasefire. Putin says he doesn't want that. Instead, he wants direct talks now without pausing. And apparently that's now our new policy. It's really American weakness personified. I do give President Trump credit for pushing publicly that there should be a ceasefire, and I do think that he's gotten Putin's attention. But we can't be chasing the Russians like this. We need to set up some clear parameters. We need to work with our allies. This goes to the bigger fundamental picture, which is that we're not negotiating from a position of strength or organizing negotiations at all from a position where we have allies alongside us and really put the pressure on Vladimir Putin to come to the table. And so we're doing what we see, which is sort of flipping in the breeze depending upon what Vladimir Putin wants today versus yesterday.
So then you have Ukraine insisting on the temporary, a full ceasefire before any negotiations start. Look, both sides accuse the other of breaking every limited ceasefire that there has been in existence. Neither side trusts the other. What are the odds, Joel, that we see face-to-face talks May 15th?
I guess we could say 50-50. You're right. Look, there's no trust. There's no love lost. These warring parties have been going at it for 3 years. Too much loss of life, a tremendous impact on Europe, hundreds of thousands dead. They need to get the talks. They need to get a ceasefire as part of that. And Vladimir Putin needs to understand that he cannot get conquest as part of a gift for this kind of policy that he has towards Ukraine. I think those parameters need to be clear. And we need to stick to our policy and push Vladimir Putin, quite frankly, to stop his aggression into Ukraine so there can be legitimate talks on the way forward.
Okay, we're going to watch this very carefully. Let's move to what happens Tuesday, which is, as he did in his first term, Trump heads to the Middle East for the first major foreign trip of his second term, with a stop at a summit in Saudi Arabia. Then he goes to Qatar and then the United Arab Emirates. The White House said the goal is to secure economic agreements. That includes the prospect of a $1 trillion amount of investments and a $100 billion arms package with the Saudis. But, Joel, this is happening after Israel approved new plans to seize and occupy Gaza. What does it tell you, with trade and economic investments being Trump's first order of business and not diplomacy?
Yeah, Alex, this goes back to what we were just discussing on Russia-Ukraine. It's sort of flailing in the breeze kind of policy. It seems like President Trump's just walked away from the Gaza issue when it comes to diplomacy and stopping that war and getting the Israeli and the American hostages out and bringing some kind of future towards Gaza that the Palestinian people believe in and that promotes Israeli security. And now there are big concerns that he may be cutting a deal with Saudi Arabia towards providing a civilian nuclear program or something of that variation without getting normalization between Israel and Saudi Arabia, which is a longstanding American strategic priority. And to walk away from that would be a major loss for the United States in bringing calm to the region. It, of course, would also show how unpopular and damaging this war between Israel and Hamas is for Israel's standing in the region. So a lot going on. He has a chance to bring people together, and instead he's not. He's just sort of going into the region and cutting deals for the United States rather than being a broader peacemaker.
Hey, Joel, can I ask you quickly what you make of NBC News confirming that there's going to be a palace in the sky for Donald Trump? He's getting a luxury jumbo jet from the royal family of Qatar to be used as the new Air Force One. Apparently, it's an estimated $400 million. It could be the most valuable gift ever extended to the U.S. from a foreign government. Give me your sense of concerns, or is this A-okay with you?
Yeah, Alex, I'm really glad you brought it up. It's a fascinating story. Look, you just said the key thing here, which is that it's a gift to the American people. It's not a gift to Donald Trump. And what concerns me is the idea that this would somehow go to a Trump entity after 2028. No, this is a gift to the President of the United States, and the President of the United States is an office that belongs to the American people. So great. Take the airplane, refurbish it, pay using taxpayer dollars for the flight attendants and the security, and then we get to keep it for the next president, too. It should not be going to anything associated with Donald Trump on a personal level after this term is up.
Which is what you've pointed out. It is supposed to go to the Trump Presidential Library Foundation after this, right before the end of his term. Well, we'll see if others think it's a problem, too. Thank you very much in the meantime. Joel Rubin, good to see you.